The class card's settings can be found by tapping on the General Settings icon and then finding the class cards icon in the list. The first section has to do with web service. Two of the features of the app are emailing yourself scores and exporting scores, but I'll be explaining both of those in separate videos. Right now we're going to leave those two the way they are. Passcode. Passcode is a security feature which prevents anyone else from using your app. It actually looks like the app icon, which means that the only letters you can use for your passcode are A, B, C, D. To enter your code, just click on each key line, then backspace over the dot, and enter your letter. So I'm going to use ACDC as my passcode. And then I'm going to enable this feature by turning it on. These other settings are just general settings. Sort students by, the default is last name. I actually prefer seeing that student list sorted by first name because that's the name I use as I call upon students. Shake to shuffle. You can shuffle the names of the students whenever you wish by giving your device a little shake. Shuffling randomizes the students and creates a new queue. Just be aware that you can inadvertently shuffle the names by gesturing during a lesson. So let's keep this feature turned off. I'll show you another way to quickly shuffle names in just a bit. Sound while shuffle. Setting this feature to the on position will cause a short sound effect to play whenever you shuffle the names. It's a nice way to alert your students to what you've done and helps to keep them on their toes. So I'm going to turn this feature to the on position. Return students to queue. Once a student has been called upon, his name is removed from the queue. This means that as you work your way through the list of students, the boxes that hold their names will eventually empty out. I actually prefer that. It lets me know that everyone's been given a chance to respond. I can then shuffle the names, which will refill the boxes. If you prefer to have the students return to the queue so that the boxes never appear empty, just turn this feature to the on position. Score setting. Here are the values for the 6 score buttons. You can change them if you wish by deleting the existing value and typing your own. If, for example, you wanted to change the value of an A from its default setting of 95, you just tap on the value, delete it, and then enter your own. So let's take a look at what we've got. I changed the value of an A to 100 instead of the default value of 95. I left the Return Students to Queue feature turned off. I want to hear a sound whenever I shuffle the names. I don't want the Shake to Shuffle feature active. I'll use the shortcut instead. I want to see students sorted by their first name. I've enabled the passcode screen to appear and set the passcode for ACDC, and I left the email address and password just the way it is for right now. Let's now use the app and see the changes. There's the passcode screen. I'll tap ACDC and we're in. I'm going to tap on the sample class and tap the edit button so we can see how the names are sorted. And yes, you can see these are sorted by the student's first name. In this roster screen, though, you do have the option of toggling back and forth between first name sorting and last name sorting, but that only appears in the class roster. If we are looking at scores, it's going to sort these students by the default, which I set to first name, and the other button is now Sort by Score. Tapping on that sorts the students from high to low. Now, since we left the Return Students to Queue feature turned off, let's see how that works. Select the class, tap the random button, and I'm going to assign students scores. And eventually the bottom student box is going to appear empty. No student's name in that last box. That's because there are only 20 students in the sample class and I've called upon 16 of them. As I continue to call upon students and assign scores, all the boxes empty. Now here's the shortcut for shuffling. Since we turned off the Shake to Shuffle feature, here's the shortcut. I'm just going to double tap on the class card's title bar. The names are randomized, the boxes are refilled, and the sound effect was heard, alerting my students to the fact that, hey, it's a new cue, and you could be next.